Hello student, once again welcome to Anu's classes. As your final exam is getting nearer, so today I am going to give a short explanation of one of the important sector, that is human reproduction. In this my video, I am going to explain about the first part of the chapter, that is up to the oogenesis process, and in my next video I am going to explain menstruation cycle and the embryogenesis process. So I am going to give a short explanation of the important topic from where maximum chances this question will come from that topic. So first, let's proceed the video. So first point, the basic phases of human reproduction. So what are the steps in human reproduction? There are total 9 phases. First one is gametogenesis, means formation of haploid sex cells, and it is of two types. Spermatogenesis means formation of male gametes, means sperm, and oogenesis means formation of ova. Second step is insemination, and it means transfer of male gametes into the female reproductive tract. Third is fertilization, fusion of male and female gamete. Cleavage means rapid mitotic division of zygote and formation of blastula. Fifth stage is implantation, attachment of blastocysts on the endometrium of uterus. Placentation means formation of mechanical and the physiochemical connection between mother and the fetus. And what is placentation? From here, single question may also come. One mark question is also may come. Gastrulation, blastocyst is converted to the gastrula. Organogenesis means formation of specific organ, and last step is called parturition, means birth of the baby. So if question come, what are the different phases of human reproduction? Then you just write this 9 point and with one line explanation, you will get the full marks. Next point, come to the important topic, that is male reproductive system. So in male reproductive system, it has mainly three parts. First part is primary sex organ, second is secondary sex organ, and third one is external genitalia. So under primary sex organ, it means where the sperms or male gametes are formed, that is a pair of testes. Secondary sex organ is of two types. These are, first one is accessory duct and second one is accessory gland. So accessory duct means where the sperms are stored and move one place, one organ to another organ. And under accessory duct, there are four types, four parts. That is one, first is retitestis, then vasa efferentia, epididymis, and the vasa deferens. And another is accessory gland. Under accessory gland means where the sex hormones of the fluids is formed, that are called accessory glands. And these are three, that is seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and Cowper's gland, or another name of Cowper's gland is bulbouterine gland. So don't confuse. If question come, what is bulbouterine gland? That also it means the Cowper's gland. And the third last, that is the external genitalia, is the penis. So these are the different parts of male reproductive system. So in your exam, you can write in parawise also, or you can write this chartwise also. Now come for the structure. This is the structure of male reproductive system. So this is the testis, means primary sex organ, where the sperms is produced. Then from sperms, with the help of the accessory duct, means epididymis retitestis, is moved like that. This is the vasa. This is vasa differentia. Then after that, this purple color, then this is the leaf-like structure, is called the seminal vesicle, the accessory gland. Then the fluid which is formed in seminal vesicle come and mix with the sperm which come through this vasa deferens. And then this duct is joined with the duct which come from the bladder. This is the urinary bladder, and commonly they form the urethra. And in this portion, in this passage, the pathway is same, through which the urine and the sperms are moved. The path is the same. And this is the another accessory gland, that is the prostate gland, and this is the third accessory gland, that is the Cowper's gland, and through which it's come, and this is called urethra. When the when both the duct that through which the sperm move and the duct which come from the bladder joint, they commonly from the urethra, through which the sperm move and it go to the penis, and from this penis it will comes out by the ejaculation process. So this is the structure of the male reproductive system. This is a simple structure. So if this question comes, draw the male structure of male reproductive system, you just draw this diagram and just label. This is the testis, epididymis. This is first difference, seminal vesicle, ejaculatory duct, prostate gland, Cowper's gland, and this is the urethra. Now come for the structure of testis. So this is the annular structure of testis. So it is an oval shaped structure, and this testis, first go to the description. So a pair of testis means in each human body there are a pair of testis is situated outside the abdominal cavity, and it is situated as it means it is suspended or covered by a skin-like pouch that is known as scrotum. And what is the function of scrotum? It helps to maintaining the low temperature of the testis. Means the temperature of testis is lower than the body temperature, and it is maintained by scrotum. This testis is externally covered by a what fibrous capsule called the tunica albuginea, and that is shown here. This testis has three covering, and inner covering is known as tunica albuginea. And within the testis, there are approximately 250 chambers or compartments which are known as testicular lobule. These are the testicular lobule. Within each testicular lobule, the seminiferous tubules, 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules are present. These are called seminiferous tubules. And within the seminiferous tubules, there are two types of cell. One is called spermatogonia. These red are known as spermatogonia, whereas another cells, these blue cells within the seminiferous tubules are known as Sertoli cell. And within the testicular lobule, outside the seminiferous tubules, there are some cells which are known as Leydig cell. And these are known as, sorry, tubuli recti. Then from these seminiferous tubules, the sperm comes in the retitestis. From retitestis, with the help of vasa efferentia, these duct-like structures are known as vasa efferentia. These go to the, this is called as epididymis. So in the epididymis, there are three parts. Upper part is known as copart, middle part is known as corpus, and the lowermost part is known as cauda. And from here, it's go through the vasa deferens. So this is the complete structure of or annular structure of a testis. Now come for the explanation. In adult, each testis is oval shapes and about 4 to 5 centimeter long, and this is important for your MCQ. Each testis has 250 compartment. Already I have explained. And this is a seminiferous tubule, and within the seminiferous tubule where sperms are produced, what is the main what is the location where sperms are produced? Then you have to write the sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubules, and they are lined on inside 2 or 3 types of cell called the male germ cell or spermatogonia and Sertoli cell. Next come for the interstitial space. The region outside the seminiferous tubule are known as interstitial space. This space contains small blood vessels and Leydig cell. The Leydig cell secretes the testicular hormone called the androgen. So what is the main function of the Leydig cell? They secretes the male hormone, that is the androgen is secreted by Leydig hormone. This line is very, very important. When you copy, just give one star mark there. Then accessory duct. Accessory ducts are retitestis. Then epididymis. Epididymis means it. What is the main function of epididymis? In the epididymis, where the sperm store for 24 hours and provide nourishment and physiological maturation sperm and make it motile. So where the sperm become motile or where it become mature, then you have to write in epididymis. The sperm become mature and it become motile. Then sperm passes from the retitestis to the epididymis through the ciliated ductales known as vasa efferentia. It is another accessory duct. The differentiation is the following three region: corpus region, upper wider portion is called. Then the sperm undergo physiological maturation, where in the corpus region, then corpus epididymis, which is the middle narrow body, and the cauda epididymis is the lower duct or tail. In the tail, sperm remain for a short period and then enter into the vasa deferens. And vasa deferens, this is a thick wall tube joined to the epididymis. It carries the sperm from the epididymis up to the prostate gland and the urethra. Then prostate gland, it is a walnut-sized gland. I have already explained in the male reproductive system. The urethra runs through the middle of it and it produces the fluid secretion that support the nourishment, the sperm. So what prostate gland secrete? It secrete the fluid which give nourishment to the sperm. Then urethra, it is the tube that extend from the bladder and to the external opening at the end of the penis. The urethra carries both urine and sperm. Then seminal vesicle. So what is the main function of seminal vesicle? It makes a sugary fluid that provides sperm with a source of energy and help with the sperm ability to move motility. So question may frequently ask, what is the function of seminal vesicle? Then you have to line this blue line only. What is prostate gland? The function of prostate gland is that this contribute the additional fluid to the ejaculate. Prostate fluid also help in the nourishment of the sperm. Then bulbouterine gland or Cowper's gland, the fluid is secreted by this gland serves to lubricate the urethra and to neutralize any acidity that may be present due to the residual drop of urine in the urethra. So this is the main function of bulbouterine gland. So this is the male reproductive system. Now come for the female reproductive system. So what is the female diagram of female reproductive system is that? So in female reproductive system also, there are three parts. First is primary sex organ, and here comes under a pair of ovary where ova of female gametes means ova is produced. Secondary organ, accessory ducts and accessory gland. Same thing here, accessory ducts are is for a pair of oviduct or fallopian tube, uterus, cervix and vagina. Accessory gland is one only, that is mammary gland. In case of a male, there are three accessory glands, where in case of female, only one accessory gland is present. Third one is external genitalia, that is vulva. Now come for the diagram. So this is the diagram of the female reproductive system. So this is the summary diagram. Suppose these are the ovaries. In ovaries, what happens? It produces egg and female hormone. This is the fallopian tube. What is the function of fallopian tube? Where sperms meets eggs means fertilization takes place in fallopian tube. Then uterus. This is the uterus. Baby grow here means after the fertilization, when zygote is formed, the zygote move and reach the uterus where the baby grow. Then cervix means that is the labor. Last one is vagina. Vagina allow the childbirth, intercourse and menstruation flow. So these are the different part of female reproductive organ and their function. And this is also another diagram. So here you show this is the ovary. This is the fallopian tube. So in the fallopian tube, this portion is known as Freibergen, this finger-like structure, which through which the ova is from the ovary, it enter into the fallopian tube. It has three parts: infundibulum, ampulla, and the smut. These are the three parts of the fallopian tube. Then this is the cervix, this is the cervical canal, and this is the vagina. And this is the uterus. Uterus has three covering: endometrium, myometrium, and perimetrium. And this is the called the uterine cavity and uterus fundus. Next, ovary. Ovary in the female gonna the site of the hormone. The outer cortex of each ovary is site of follicular development, while the inner medulla of each contain blood vessel and the connective tissue. The ovary is solid and internally lined by cuboidal germinal epithelium. So, and this is the summary chart of ovary. So ovary, it has two regions, middle region and outer region. Outer region is the developing follicle is there. Middle region has the stroma. Stroma has two parts, peripheral cortex and the inner medulla. And the stroma is made up of three types of tissue: connective tissue, blood vessels, and mature follicle. These are stroma. How stroma is composed of? So stroma is composed of by connective tissue, blood vessel, and mature follicle. Then this is oviduct or fallopian tube, 10 to 12 centimeter in length. This is important. Then fallopian tube, just opening is known as infundibulum, which is a funnel shape, and finger-like structure is known as fimbriae. Then wider part is known as ampulla, and the last part is known as smut. Smut means it's joined with the uterus. So this is the summary chart of the fallopian tube. So, and these are the explanation of the fallopian tube. So I have already told you that is ampulla, smut, uterus or womb. Size of the uterus is very important, 8 centimeter into 5 centimeter. centimeter into 2 centimeter, and were located between the bladder and the rectum. And these are the explanation. Fundus, what is the upper dome shaped part is known as fundus, then body, then 3 covering, perimetrium, myometrium, and the endometrium. Cervix is the lower part of the uterus. Then this is another summary chart. Cervix is present between the urinary bladder and the rectum. Then uterus is the lower part. Lower part is called cervix. Then cavity of cervix means cervical canal. It is known as cervical canal plus vagina together known as birth canal. So how birth canal is formed? Then you have to write the cavity of cervix means cervical canal. When combined with the vagina, they form a common canal which is known as birth canal. Canal. Then wall of the uterus is 3: perimetrium, myometrium, endometrium. These are just summaries, sir. So then now come for the mammary gland. So for mammary gland, fatty tissue, it is made up of 2 tissue, fatty tissue and glandular tissue. Then glandular tissue is divided into 10 to 20 mammary lobes. Then this mammary lobes, each mammary lobes is known as alveoli. Alveoli means a group of alveoli, and they opens into the mammary duct. Then mammary duct, small mammary duct join, and they form the mammary ampulla. Then when mammary ampulla connected to lactiferous duct, then lactiferous duct connected to nipple, and milk is released through this nipple. So this is the mammary gland. So you just remember this chart, then you can easily write any question come from this mammary gland. Generally from mammary gland, short question or for MCQ, it is very important. Now go for the external genitalia vulva, and this vulva has 4 parts. These are the 4 parts. Just you remember the name. Sorry. Now come for the gametogenesis. Gametogenesis, the process of formation of gametes. And gametogenesis, spermatogenesis, and oogenesis. Male gamete formation is spermatogenesis, female gamete formation is oogenesis. And this is the difference between spermiogenesis and spermiogenation. It is the process of transfer of a spermatid into a mature sperm. And this is sperm gam attached to the Sertoli cells to draw the nourishment and finally released from the seminiferous tubules, but a process is called spermiation. Spermatogenesis means formation of, and spermiation means the process of releasing of sperm is called spermiation. So don't confuse, and difference are frequently asked. Next, spermatogenesis and spermiogenesis. So spermatogenesis means the whole process through which sperm is produced. Spermiogenesis means the whole process, means last step of the spermatogenesis is called spermiogenesis, means sperms are produced in spermatogenesis, and in spermiogenesis the spermatids are just developed into sperm. Means spermiogenesis is a part of spermatogenesis. Now come for the structure of spermatogenesis. So this is the sperm. First it was twice, and chromosome number is twice, and then it divided, and some become dormant spermatogonium and some become active spermatogonium. The dormant spermatogonium again later undergo meiosis division, and finally they again form some active spermatogonium. And this active spermatogonium undergo mitosis, and this process take almost 15 to 17 days, and they again from the primary spermatocytes. Means from spermatogonium, primary spermatocytes are formed. Then these primary spermatocytes undergo meiosis division, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, and finally from one primary spermatocytes, 4 spermatids are formed. And these steps are known as spermatidiogenesis. And these steps also take almost 15 to 17 days. And last stage, from the spermatid, the motile sperms are formed. And this process is known as spermiogenesis. These steps also take 15 to 17 days. So in the whole spermatogenesis process, there are, the name of the 3 steps are, first one is totally spermatocytogenesis, where the number of chromosome will be same and division is mitosis. The next step is called spermatidiogenesis, and here the number of chromosome become half, and this step undergo meiosis division, and last step is known as spermiogenesis. Now hormone related to spermatogenesis. So these are the hormone, these 3 are the main hormone. gonadotropin releasing hormone, follicular stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone. So first the hypothalamus gland is become activated and it will release the GnRH. Then it will react on anterior pituitary gland and it become active. Anterior pituitary gland become active and it will release two hormone, follicular stimulating hormone and LH hormone, means luteinizing hormone. The luteinizing hormone act on Leydig cell and as a result they produce testosterone. And follicular stimulating hormone act on Sertoli cells and they means they help in the spermatogenesis process with the help of the testosterone secreted by the Leydig cell. And another function of Sertoli cell is that they produce another hormone which is even which has negative feedback on the anterior pituitary gland. And the secretion testosterone also have the negative feedback on the anterior pituitary gland. Means during this stage the anterior pituitary gland become inactive and it will means decrease the secretion of FSH and LH. Next, oogenesis. Oogenesis is called as discontinuous process. So this is important. Why it is called discontinuous process? Since it starts in the fetus stage, means when the baby is within the mother's womb, then it starts and completed after the puberty of the baby girl. So it is called as discontinuous process. So this is the fetus in the first month old mother's womb. When the zygote was within the mother's womb and it become 1 month old, then it has almost 1700 primary follicle. They multiply and in the second month it become almost 6 lakh. And at the 5th month it becomes 7 million. And after that, after 5th month, the degeneration of ovarian follicles start, and this step is known as atresia. This term is very important. You remember for MCQ, it is very important. And at the time of birth, each ovary has almost 2 million, means from 7 million, it is reduced to 2 million. And no new follicle will develop after the birth, and means atresia will be continued till the puberty. And till puberty means atresia means continuous degeneration of the follicle. And till puberty, the number of follicle become approximately 6,000 to 80,000. Then in the first development, from first month of embryonic stage to growth, and the second development when takes place in the restart from puberty. So first part of the oogenesis start from the first month of the embryonic stage to the birth, and the second stage develop from restart from the puberty. That's why this process is known as discontinuous process. So this is the primary follicle. Then multiplication phase in mitotic cell division undergo, and from primary follicle oogonia is formed. Then growth phase. In growth phase means before birth. All these steps takes place before birth. The growth phase, this oogonia means formation of yolk takes place, and this name of the process is very important. You remember this term. Then oogonia, it is form the primary oocyte and the number of chromosome will be twice n. Then this is called maturation phase, and oogenesis is arrested, means it becomes stagnant at this stage. Then after puberty, after the birth, then this baby take birth. Then after puberty, the primary oocyte divided into two cells. One is called primary polar body and second is called haploid secondary oocyte, and chromosome number become half. The primary polar body later degenerate and the haploid secondary oocyte divided and undergo second mitotic division. And the egg is released at this stage and undergo is called second mitotic division, and second polar body is formed, and from when ovum or egg is produced, and this stage is known as oitid stage. And if no sperm enter at this stage, the secondary oocyte does not get into the oitid stage. So this is the process of oogenesis. So in this video, we have explained about the spermatogenesis, oogenesis, male reproductive system, female reproductive system. And in my next video, I'm going to explain about the menstruation cycle and the embryogenesis. And thank you.